In a world of twisted reflections, a young soul stumbles, searching for her true form. Ava, a gifted artist, yearns to unfurl her wings, but they remain clipped, burdened by the weight of others' opinions. Her canvas is a battleground, where creativity clashes with criticism and self-doubt reigns supreme. In the shadows of her mother's greatness, Ava falters, her brushstrokes hesitant, her voice muffled. The renowned painter, a giant in the art world, casts a long and imposing shadow, silencing Ava's whispers with a withering glance or a scathing remark. Every brushstroke, every color choice, every stroke of genius is dissected and dissected, until Ava's heart is left bleeding, her soul shattered by the relentless barrage of her mother's disapproval. "You're not like me," she's told. "You're not talented enough." The words sear her skin, burning away her confidence, leaving behind a scarred and fragile soul.
Ava's heart beats with a desperate longing to please, to be loved, to be accepted. She yearns to create something beautiful, something that will bring her mother pride. But with every failed attempt, her self-doubt grows, a suffocating shroud that chokes the life from her dreams. In the midst of this creative chaos, a whisper stirs, a gentle breeze that rustles the leaves of Ava's heart. It's a soft reminder of a love that once was, a love that flowed from a woman who saw the beauty in Ava, not in spite of her flaws, but because of them. A woman who knew that true artistry lies not in perfection, but in the imperfections that make us human. Ava's grandmother, a wise and loving soul, had always been a source of comfort, a guiding light in a world that often seemed too dark. Though she's gone, her presence lingers, a fragrance that wafts through Ava's memories like a warm summer breeze.
It's a scent that reminds her of laughter, of tears, of the unwavering love that only a true grandmother can offer. In the abandoned studio, where the shadows dance like restless spirits, Ava stumbles upon a mysterious locket, an old-fashioned token that glints in the fading light. As she opens it, a gasp escapes her lips, a mixture of wonder and trepidation. Her name, Ava, is etched on the locket, a name that seems to hold secrets, to whisper truths that only she can hear. Inside, a note, yellowed with age, lies folded, like a promise, like a prayer. Ava's fingers tremble as she unfolds the paper, her heart racing with anticipation. The handwriting, familiar and yet unknown, speaks directly to her soul, a message from the past that holds the key to her future. Dear Ava, do not listen to the shadows that whisper you're not enough. They are not reflections of your worth, but the manifestations of others' fears, their insecurities. Your mother's words, a desperate cry for attention, a scream that drowns out her own doubts. You are not a reflection of her, but a creation of God, a unique and precious work of art. In the depths of your soul, a spark burns bright, a flame that flickers with creativity, with passion, with a love that's unbreakable. Do not let the darkness extinguish it. Do not let the critics silence it. You are the chosen one, a daughter of the Most High, a child of the divine. Ava, do not be afraid to be yourself, to stand out, to shine. The world needs your light, your love, your art. Break free from the chains that bind you, from the voices that whisper you're not good enough. You are, Ava. You are enough. With a love that never fades, Grandma, as Ava finishes reading the note, the room around her dissolves, like a watercolor painting in the rain. The words on the page, like a benediction, wash over her, healing the wounds of her past, soothing the fears that had taken hold. In this moment, she knows that she's not alone, that a love greater than herself has been guiding her all along. The locket, a symbol of her grandmother's love, feels like a warm hug, a reassuring touch that tells her she's enough, that she's worthy. The words on the note, a divine message, echo through her heart, a clarion call to rise above the noise, to find her voice, to create from the depths of her soul. With this newfound understanding, Ava stands taller, her brushstrokes stronger, her voice louder. The world may still be a battlefield, but she's no longer alone. She's a warrior, armed with the knowledge that she's a daughter of the Most High, a child of the divine. She's a work of art, a masterpiece that's still unfolding, still being written. And in this moment, she knows that she's enough, that she's the chosen one, destined to shine bright in a world that needs her light. In a world shrouded in uncertainty, a young artist wandered lost, her feet carrying her through the forgotten halls of a once thriving studio. Ava's heart, heavy with self-doubt, echoed the whispers of 1,000 fears. Every step felt like a betrayal, as if her own feet were leading her further away from the truth she desperately sought. The air was thick with the weight of unfulfilled potential, a palpable reminder that Ava's unique voice had long been stifled by the oppressive weight of her mother's expectations. As she turned a corner, the faint scent of turpentine and linseed oil wafted through the air, transporting Ava back to a time when art was her sole language, her mother's love, and her grandmother's guidance her guiding lights. The memories stirred a longing deep within her, a yearning to recapture the passion she once knew. The studio, a relic of a bygone era, held secrets and stories she was about to uncover, hidden beneath the surface like a treasure waiting to be unearthed. Ava's eyes wandered, taking in the familiar yet foreign landscape. The peeling walls, the broken easels, and the scattered canvases seemed to whisper tales of forgotten dreams, of artistic visions left to wither in the harsh light of reality. And yet, amidst the decay, Ava sensed a spark, a glimmer of hope that beckoned her closer. She felt an inexplicable pull, as if the studio itself was calling her name, guiding her deeper into its depths. With each step, the air grew thick with anticipation. Ava's heart quickened, her senses heightened. And then, in a forgotten corner of the studio, her gaze landed upon a small, intricately carved locket. The metal shone with a soft, ethereal light, as if infused with an inner radiance that seemed to emanate from within. Her fingers trembling, Ava reached out, and as her touch made contact with the locket, a shiver coursed through her veins. She lifted it, and a small inscription on the back caught her breath. Ava, daughter of my heart. Her name, her grandmother's words, and the gentle curve of the engraving blended into a moment of profound recognition. This was no ordinary locket. It was a connection to a part of her that had been lost, a bridge to the wisdom and love of her departed grandmother. With reverence, Ava opened the locket, a delicate hinge releasing the secrets it held within. A folded note, yellowed with age, slipped out, its edges crumpled but unbroken. Ava unfolded the paper, and her eyes widened as she read the words scrawled upon it. My dear Ava, I know you've been searching for your voice, for the courage to let your creativity shine. Your mother's words have been a mask, a disguise for her own fears and insecurities.
She needed you to believe you were flawed, to make her accomplishment seem greater by comparison.
But I see you, child, and I know your worth. You are a child of light, a spark of God's divine creativity. This locket holds a special blessing, a gift from our ancestors to help you see the truth and break free from the chains that have held you back. Trust in yourself, trust in your talents, and trust in the love that surrounds you. You are loved, Ava, loved beyond measure. Use this gift well. As Ava read her grandmother's words, a shift took place within her. The weight of self-doubt began to lift, replaced by a deep sense of validation and understanding. The mysterious locket, it seemed, held more than just a note. It held a message from the divine, a reminder that Ava was never the problem. Her mother's behavior, though painful, was a reflection of her own struggles, not a reflection of Ava's worth. And as the truth dawned on her, Ava felt a surge of courage. The locket's special blessing, a gift from her ancestors, began to unfold within her. It was a blessing of clarity, a gift of sight that let her see the world and herself in a new light. She realized that her uniqueness was not a flaw, but a strength, a testament to the diverse tapestry of God's creative genius. With tears of joy streaming down her face, Ava felt the chains of doubt and fear break free. She knew, in that moment, she was not alone. She was a part of something greater, a web of love and support that stretched beyond the confines of her own heart. The studio, once a place of despair, had become a sanctuary, a sacred space where she would rediscover her voice, her vision, and her purpose. In the silence that followed, Ava felt a gentle nudge, a whisper from the divine that spoke directly to her soul. "You were never the problem, child. You are the solution, a masterpiece waiting to be revealed."
And as she stood there, bathed in the soft light of the locket, Ava knew that she would never again see herself or the world through the distorted lens of doubt and fear. The mystery of the locket had been revealed, and with it, a new path forward, one that would lead her to the very heart of her own creative genius. Ava's fingers trembled as she unfolded the note within the locket. The creased paper, a testament to time and the universe's subtle hand, revealed a message scrawled in elegant script. Her grandmother's words danced across the page, illuminating the path Ava had been stumbling upon in darkness. "Dear Ava, your mother's words were never a reflection of your worth. The shadows that shrouded her heart, the fears that crippled her soul, these were the true culprits. She needed you to believe in your imperfections, to make herself feel whole by comparison. The weight of her expectations, crushing as it may be, was never yours to bear." Ava's mind reeled as she tried to grasp the magnitude of this revelation. Her grandmother's words were both a balm to her wounded soul and a truth that shook the foundations of her understanding. The weight of this secret, concealed from her for so long, threatened to topple the carefully constructed edifice of her self-doubt. At first, Ava's skepticism battled with the words on the page. "How could this be?" she thought. "My mother's harsh words were a reflection of me, weren't they?" The notion that her mother's criticism was born from her own fears and insecurities seemed too simplistic, too easy an explanation for the anguish Ava had endured. As she pondered this, Ava's grandmother's words echoed in her mind like a gentle rain, soothing her parched soul. "The universe has a way of revealing its secrets to those who listen with an open heart." Ava felt the truth unfolding like a lotus flower, petals slowly opening to reveal the beauty within. With each passing moment, Ava's perception shifted, refracting the light of understanding. She began to see her mother's actions through a different lens, as a desperate attempt to validate her own worth. The weight of this realization was both liberating and terrifying, for it meant Ava was no longer beholden to her mother's expectations. As the days passed, Ava's courage grew, like a seedling pushing its way through the cracked earth. She started to challenge her mother's toxic influence, to speak truth to the lies that had haunted her for so long. The more she stood up for herself, the more she realized that she didn't have to live up to her mother's impossible standards. Ava's brushstrokes, once hesitant and uncertain, began to flow with a newfound freedom. Her art, once a reflection of her mother's disapproval, now spoke of her own unique voice, her own perspective. With each piece, she felt the shackles of her mother's influence loosening, the chains of self-doubt breaking. In the midst of this transformation, Ava received a vision, a glimpse of her grandmother's spirit, standing in a field of wildflowers,
her eyes shining with a deep wisdom. "You were never the problem, Ava," her grandmother's voice whispered on the wind. "You were the solution all along. Your uniqueness, your creativity, your courage. These were the things that needed to be encouraged, not stifled." Ava's heart swelled with gratitude, her spirit soaring on the wings of her grandmother's words. In this moment, she knew that she was not alone, that the universe was working in her favor. The mysterious locket, once a simple trinket, had become a key, unlocking the door to her true purpose. As Ava walked through the world, her feet carrying her towards a brighter future, she felt the weight of her grandmother's blessing upon her. The note, once a secret message, had become a declaration of her worth, a reminder that she was loved, she was valued, and she was enough.
Ava's heart began to awaken as the weight of her mother's words slowly lifted, like a veil of darkness lifted by the morning sun. The revelation from her grandmother's note ignited a fire within her, fueling her determination to shatter the chains of self-doubt and forge her own path. She felt the call of the divine, urging her to break free from the mold of her mother's expectations and unleash the true artist within. The mysterious locket, now a symbol of her grandmother's love and guidance, served as a constant reminder of her worth. Its presence reminded her that she was not bound by her mother's fears and insecurities. Ava's eyes, once clouded by self-doubt, now sparkled with a newfound sense of purpose as she set out to reclaim her unique voice and artistic vision. With each passing day, Ava's confidence grew, like a tree that finally reaches the sunlight after years of being suffocated by darkness. She began to see the world through new eyes, her creativity flowing like a river that had finally found its way back to the sea. Her brushes danced across the canvas as she poured her heart and soul into every stroke, each one a testament to her growing self-awareness. Ava's studio, once a reflection of her mother's critical eyes, now transformed into a sanctuary of self-expression. The walls, once adorned with critiques and criticisms, now pulsed with vibrant colors and the essence of her soul. Every canvas became a declaration of her uniqueness, a celebration of her individuality. Each stroke of her brush was a defiant scream, proclaiming to the world that she would no longer be bound by the chains of her mother's expectations. As Ava's art took shape, so did her confidence. She began to see the world as a canvas, waiting to be painted with vibrant colors and bold strokes. Her creativity flowed like a river as she explored new techniques, new mediums, and new ways of expressing herself. With each passing day, her unique voice grew louder, echoing through the corridors of her soul, proclaiming her worth and her purpose. The response from others was immediate and overwhelming. Galleries and collectors clamored for her work, drawn by the raw emotion and vulnerability that poured from every canvas. Critics raved about her boldness, her fearlessness, and her unwavering dedication to her art. Ava's name became synonymous with innovation and creativity as she shattered the mold of what was expected of her and forged her own path. But Ava's journey was not without its challenges. The voices of her mother's critics still lingered, a constant reminder of the fears and insecurities she had once known. Yet, with each step forward, she grew stronger, her self-awareness and confidence deepening like a river that had finally found its way to the ocean. She began to see the world as a mirror, reflecting the divine beauty that lay within her. Every canvas became a declaration of her faith, a testament to the power of the divine to transform and uplift. Her art was no longer a reflection of her mother's expectations, but a celebration of her own unique expression, a dance of light and color that echoed the music of the universe. As Ava's art reached new heights, so did her understanding of the divine. She saw that her struggles, her fears, and her doubts were not a reflection of her worth, but a manifestation of the world's need for her unique voice. She was no longer the problem,
but the solution, a key that unlocked the doors of perception and revealed the hidden beauty that lay within. Ava's journey was no longer about finding her place in the world, but about sharing her unique gift with the world. Her art was no longer a reflection of her mother's expectations, but a celebration of her own unique expression, a dance of light and color that echoed the music of the universe. And so, Ava continued to create, her brushes dancing across the canvas like a river that had finally found its way to the ocean. Her art was a declaration of her faith, a testament to the power of the divine to transform and uplift. She was the chosen one, a messenger of hope and creativity, a reminder that the divine was always within, waiting to be unleashed. Ava's story was not unique, for she was not alone. There were countless others walking the same path, searching for their unique voice and artistic vision. And to them, she offered a message of hope and inspiration, a reminder that the divine was always within, waiting to be unleashed. "You were never the problem," she whispered, her voice carried on the wind. "You were the solution, a key that unlocked the doors of perception and revealed the hidden beauty that lay within. Remember, your struggles, your fears, and your doubts are not a reflection of your worth, but a manifestation of the world's need for your unique voice. You are the chosen one, a messenger of hope and creativity, a reminder that the divine is always within, waiting to be unleashed." The whispers of the universe have been guiding you, Ava, towards a confrontation of monumental proportions. A collision course has been set in motion, one that will shatter the illusions that have kept you captive for so long. The air is electric with anticipation, as the threads of fate begin to weave together the tapestry of your destiny. Your mother, a woman consumed by the fires of her own insecurities, has always seen you as a reflection of her own failed aspirations. She has wielded her words like a scalpel, cutting deep into the very fabric of your soul, attempting to reshape you in her own image. But the truth, hidden beneath the facade of her criticisms, is that she has been living vicariously through you all along. As you stand before her, the locket's blessing coursing through your veins like a river of life, you are met with a sea of resistance. Her eyes, once full of love and expectation, now blaze with a fierce determination to maintain the status quo. She sees your newfound confidence as a threat to her own sense of self-worth, and she will stop at nothing to extinguish the flame that threatens to engulf her. "You're being foolish, Ava," she spits, her voice venomous with disdain. "You're not good enough. You'll never make it on your own." But you stand firm, the words of your grandmother's note echoing in your mind like a promise from the divine. You know that you are not a reflection of your mother's failures, but a unique and vibrant thread in the grand tapestry of life. You are the chosen one, destined to create your own path, to forge your own way. And yet, as you assert yourself, as you try to set boundaries and establish a sense of independence, your mother becomes increasingly hostile. She sees your growth as a betrayal, a rejection of the symbiotic relationship she has always assumed existed between you. She tries to sabotage your progress, to undermine your confidence, but you refuse to be swayed. You are a vessel for the divine, Ava, a conduit for the raw, unbridled creativity that courses through your veins. You are a warrior, armed with the knowledge that you are not a product of your mother's insecurities, but a child of the universe, born to shine. As the confrontation reaches its crescendo, your mother's words become a cacophony of confusion and anger, but you remain steadfast, a rock of resolve in the face of adversity. You know that you are not fighting for your mother's approval, but for your own freedom. And in that moment, something shifts. The universe responds to your courage, to your willingness to stand up for yourself. The air is filled with a soft, golden light, a reminder that you are not alone. You are part of a larger cosmic plan, a plan that includes your mother, but also transcends her limitations. As the confrontation comes to a close, your mother's words are laced with a hint of desperation. She knows that she has lost her hold on you, that you are no longer the dependent child she once knew. She sees the chosen one standing before her, a being of light and purpose, and she is both awed and terrified. But you, Ava, are not afraid. You know that you are on the cusp of a new era, one that will bring both challenge and opportunity. You are a vessel for the divine, a beacon of hope in a world that often seems dark and uncertain. And as you walk away from your mother, you know that you are not walking alone. The universe is with you, Ava, guiding you every step of the way. The locket's blessing still pulses through your veins, a reminder of the secret intervention that has given you the courage to stand up for yourself. You are the chosen one, destined to create your own path, to forge your own way. And as you walk into the unknown, you know that you will always be guided by the light of the divine. The stars are aligning, Ava, in a celestial dance that will reveal the mysteries of the universe to you. You are on the threshold of a great journey, one that will take you to places both familiar and unknown. And as you embark on this journey, you know that you will always be accompanied by the whispers of the universe, guiding you towards your true purpose. In this moment, you are not just Ava, the struggling artist, but a cosmic being, connected to the very fabric of existence. You are the chosen one, a vessel for the divine, and you know that you will always be guided by the light of the universe. The journey ahead will be fraught with challenges, Ava, but you are not alone. You are part of a larger cosmic plan, one that includes your mother, but also transcends her limitations. You are a warrior, armed with the knowledge that you are not a product of your mother's insecurities, but a child of the universe, born to shine. As you walk into the unknown, Ava, you know that you will always be guided by the light of the divine. The locket's blessing still pulses through your veins, a reminder of the secret intervention that has given you the courage to stand up for yourself. You are the chosen one, destined to create your own path, to forge your own way. And in this moment, you know that you will always be free. In the midst of chaos, a voice whispers truth in the darkness, guiding Ava to confront the shadows that had long shrouded her soul. The day of reckoning arrived, and Ava stood before her mother, a tapestry of self-doubt and fear unraveling beneath her feet like autumn leaves in a gust of wind. The locket's secret was hers now, a burning fire that illuminated the path to liberation. "Ava, come back to reality," her mother's voice pleaded, a faint echo of the desperation that had once consumed Ava's heart. But the girl who had once been bound by those very chains now stood tall, her eyes ablaze with a newfound understanding. "I won't be held captive by your fears, Mother," Ava declared, her voice a symphony of freedom. "Your words were never a reflection of my worth. They were a manifestation of your own fragility, a fragile mask hiding the insecurities that suffocated you." As the words left her lips, the weight of her mother's criticism lifted, and Ava felt the shackles that had bound her to self-doubt shattering like glass on the cold, unforgiving stone of truth. The girl who had once trembled at the thought of failing now stood firm, her heart overflowing with a sense of purpose and belonging. In this moment, Ava transcended the limitations imposed upon her by her mother's toxic influence. She pierced the veil of fear that had long shrouded her creative vision, embracing her uniqueness with an unwavering confidence that would carry her through the trials to come. The note in her grandmother's locket had set her free, and she knew that she would never be held back again. As Ava's artistic vision began to unfurl, she found herself at the forefront of a creative revolution.
Her brushstrokes danced across the canvas with a newfound sense of freedom, and her colors pulsed with a vibrancy that reflected the depth of her soul.
The world, once a seemingly insurmountable obstacle, now beckoned to her, its beauty and complexity waiting to be unraveled by her unique perspective. And Ava, the chosen one, stood at the threshold of this new era, ready to share her voice with the world. With every stroke of her brush, she poured out her heart, letting the beauty of her creativity shine like a beacon in the darkness. Her art became a testament to the power of self-discovery, a reminder to all who beheld it that true freedom lies in embracing one's uniqueness. As Ava's artistry flourished, her presence in the world grew, a gentle breeze that rustled the leaves of those who had once been bound by their own fears and limitations. Her message of hope and liberation resonated deep within their souls, awakening a sense of purpose and belonging that had long been dormant. And Ava, the girl who had once been held captive by her mother's toxic influence, now stood as a testament to the transformative power of divine intervention. Her story became a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for countless others who struggled to find their way in a world shrouded by fear and self-doubt. But Ava's journey was far from over. As she stood at the threshold of this new era, she knew that she would continue to grow, to learn, and to evolve. The mysteries of the universe still beckoned to her, and she was ready to unravel their secrets, one brushstroke at a time. The locket's secret had set her free, but it was only the beginning of her odyssey. Ava's future was a tapestry of endless possibility, woven from the threads of her creativity, her resilience, and her unwavering connection to the divine. And as she stepped into the unknown, the world held its breath, anticipating the masterpieces that would emerge from the heart of this young artist, now empowered to share her voice with the world. In the stillness of the night, as the stars shone bright in the sky above, Ava's grandmother watched over her, a warm smile on her face. She knew that the girl who had once been bound by fear and self-doubt was now a shining beacon of hope, a testament to the transformative power of divine intervention in the lives of those who sought to break free from the chains of their own limitations. And in this moment, as the world slumbered, Ava's heart beat strong with a sense of purpose and belonging. She knew that she was not alone, that she was part of a greater tapestry, woven from the threads of love, hope, and liberation. The locket's secret had set her free, and now she stood as a shining example of the transformative power of divine guidance in the lives of those who sought to find their way in a world shrouded by fear and self-doubt. In the silence of the night, Ava's voice whispered a promise to the world. I will share my art, my creativity, and my unique perspective with the world. And as I do, I will remind all who behold it that true freedom lies in embracing one's uniqueness, and that the power to break free from fear and self-doubt lies within us all, waiting to be unleashed.